And we're live on the Delvin Talk Show. Hi, everybody. I'm Lorraine Malloy, and this is my co-host, Jess.
Hi.
And we have a fantastic guest. Yes, Dyllon. Dyllon, say hi to everybody.
Hey.
Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself while I share our video around?
Okay. I live stream paranormal investigations on TikTok. I just recently started doing actually within the last, I think I've been on here for like 4 months now and got a pretty big following at this point. Really wasn't supposed to be a thing. I got impaled on one of my investigations and started loading videos, and here we are. So now I do it twice a week, and on Wednesdays usually around 7, and Saturdays around 7 usually. So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so you gave us a big clue. You weren't going to do anything, and then something epic happened. All right, tell us what happened. I want all the tea. All the tea. Well, I drink this whiskey.
like how this all started?
Yes, please. That? I want to hear the story. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay, so me and my buddy, his name's Brett. He's in some of my very first videos that I actually posted on TikTok. But he knew about this place that was supposed to be haunted, and we were just kind of bored one day, and I was like, yeah, dude, let's go do that, you know? And so we went there, and we got a bunch of stuff actually. Like, it was my first videos I posted. I posted them first on YouTube, but we pretty much we got like doors slamming all over the place. It was actually a rest home that there was like these people to get money from the government would hold people there, and they like committed like 30 murders. And there was even a lady that came out and said that, you know, she broke her hip or something like that. Like,
what state was this?
This is in Missouri. It's not far from where I live. I can't say where it is because I technically wasn't supposed to be there myself, and I don't want people going there.
I get that. I have a lot of those videos where I'm just like silent.
Yeah. So but we were in there doing our thing. We ended up going on the roof, which was a mistake. We didn't really have a way back down.
Oh,
and
no.
there was a old flagpole up there, right? Like, it was probably like 4 foot tall flagpole because it had been rusted so much that it was corroded and stuff. So we're like, we can use this to get back down, you know? It was just tall enough to where it reached up. And I was climbing down that, and the pipe rolled a little bit, right?
Oh, no.
And so, you know, where you wrap the rope around a flagpole, those two spikes? So that spike went through my leg and out the top, and I was like hanging on it.
Oh, fuck.
And at first I was like, I freaked out, and I was like, what just happened? And my buddy's like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. And I moved a little bit, and then it really started hurting. And I was still 3 feet from the ground, so I had to literally grab a hold of this thing and unimpale myself, and then drop another 3 feet. And
that was on video.
Oh, it's badass, dude.
It wasn't on video, but when I was in the hospital, that is on TikTok. You can actually, like, it was, the doctor told me it was like a centimeter away from actually hitting my femoral artery. So like you could actually, like, in the video, you can see my femoral artery right
This
there.
is literally why they don't want us doing that stuff. They're like, fuck, on my property, he almost died.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I don't tell people where that is, because somebody else could get hurt there too. And
no, that's like, responsible in its own way. Live and learn. You lived. Okay, we all gotta learn.
Yeah.
Don't use a flagpole. I learned that now. By the way, I have to tell you, at least you made it down. I do not have the upper body strength to be able to do the whole, like, not just bam. Okay, I am not somebody that would like do well in gym class. So like the imagination that I have is just me screaming the word fuck until like I shattered my tailbone on the ground and just like bones came out of my mouth. Just like, I didn't hold on to anything. or like Ropeburn, just like dead. Like, all right, so I make horror movies. Can you tell? But like that's also why I don't go out a lot, because I'm like, you know what, could happen to me or to you, and then they're like, oh my god, would that ever happen in the universe? And you go, well, somebody's universe. You can get stuck on a flagpole. That's terrifying.
I'm completely accident prone, so like stuff like that happens.
I can see your comments, guys. I'm gonna show everybody in 1 second. We have a ton of comments, and they're asking if they can see. So give me a second. Your fans want to be heard. So we have Shauna says hello. Hi, Shauna.
Hey, Shauna.
I'm going through the comments, guys. I just hate interrupting our guest, so it's hard to like find a nice, sweet way of doing it without just being like, hold on, which I have to do. Dakota says hi, honey. Dakota's going to be helping out in the Devil's Lettuce movie, so check out all about that. He's going to be a helper behind the scenes, so awesome. Nicole Ward says hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I say hello. Ashley, hey, Dylan. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, Ashley. What's up?
She's saying hello to somebody else. I wasn't expecting that moment. Hey. She's saying hey back to Shauna, I think. Shauna. Yeah. All right, Ashley, everybody saying hi to each other. We're having a party in the comment section. Yeah. All right, girls, add me into Facebook. Well, that's awkward. All right, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
I'm so sure he did not use that voice at all. I'm pretty sure she added the friends to Facebook. Mike, Ash, Shauna, this is a lot of fun to do this.
Those are my mods.
Hey,
nice.
This is cool. Can they see our comments? See what I got? That's why there's so many. I said, hold on. Yes, I can see your comments, Nicole. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for showing up. I know I'm making a little joke. It's just as the moderator clicking through them, Yes, they could see. Dakota says yes. LOL. Hey, Courtney. Hi. Thank you, everybody. Please share it around. I know I'm being silly, but I do want to get through all your comments. Jessica says hi. We are your biggest fans. We are his mod fam. Oh, that's awesome that you can have that. That's wonderful. Amazing. You guys are awesome.
Hey, guys.
Sorry, it took forever to load on my side. Hi, Dylan and everyone.
Hi.
Oh, hey, cousin. I didn't know you were famous. LOL, laughing face. There you go. Mike goes, I actually did use that voice.
Of course you did.
Thanks, Mike, for laughing with me. I appreciate it. And Nikki wrote, my favorite TikToker. Love him. Yay.
Hey,
thank you so much for showing up. Guys, wherever you are, if you could please share this video around, like the Delve In page. Make sure if you're not following this cool dude on all sorts of stuff, follow him everywhere. As you can see in the description, you can find his link for TikTok, because that's the one that rocks. Yes, I did it. I said it. All right. So,
rhymes.
I can't help myself. It's one of my little things. Anytime you leave comments in the comment section, I will get to them, I swear. Like I said, I hate interrupting somebody mid-story, so it's not that I'm trying to ignore you. I'm just trying to make sure I give the respect due to the guest. So, Dylan, back to you. So you were in a ouchie moment to start everything and wound up in the hospital. Like, did you guys limp there? How did you even go to the hospital? I stuck myself on my own flagpole. Like, it was some interesting shit.
The whole thing was like, the reason what went through my mind is like, I have to move because my buddy's up there. I need his help, right? And because he's still on the roof, like looking down at me. And I was like, dude, I am literally impaled on this. I don't know what to do. And I was like, he's like, you gotta get out of the way. And I was like, so, I lifted myself up, went all the way back through, hit the ground. He jumps down. This is kind of weird, but like, we didn't really have anything to. I mean, I had to get my pants off, so because I didn't know how bad I was bleeding and stuff like that yet. And all I could see is whenever the spike was sticking out of my leg, I could see a whole bunch of fat around my leg, and around the top of the spike. And I was like, it was bad. It was bad. And so, like,
and we'll fast forward past the gruesome part of that.
he was like, what do we need? You got to take your pants off. We got to tie it up. What we tie it up with? And he had my jacket. And I was like, you're just gonna have to cut the sleeve, and we'll tie it up with that. And so I'm trying to like take off my pants and stuff to where it's not hurting, but that's like impossible. So I just do it really fast. And accidentally, I just ripped my boxers off and everything. So I'm laying in front of my buddy, like thinking, like, but, yeah. And and he was like, dude, don't even worry about it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, we just need to get you taken care of. And so he starts tying up my leg, and we're actually 3 flights of stairs up. So we're on a 3rd story. And so we still have to climb down all these stairs. And like it was so bad. I had to have reconstructive surgery on my muscle tissue and stuff like that. So
shit.
walking was almost impossible for me at this time. And like we're getting down these stairs. It literally took me probably an hour to get down 3 flights of stairs. Well, no, it probably took me that's way over exaggerated, because we got to the hospital after it happened because we were 53 minutes away from a hospital. But it was probably like, it took us like about 20-30 minutes to get down the stairs, and then my car was another 100 yards away because we couldn't park in front of this place.
Of course not,
and I was just like, dude, I'm just gonna lay on the ground right here. You go get the car and drive it over here. He had to drive through like soccer fields and everything through another field to get into me. We jump in, and before all that happened, so I was like, dude, I gotta call my wife and let her know what's going on. So I'm laying on the ground right now, like, you know, and I call her up, and I was like, hey, and she was like, what? And I was like, first off, I just want to tell you how sorry I am right now. And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, so I just like literally ripped my leg in half. And she was like, no, you didn't. She starts kind of laughing. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, no, really, I'm gotta go to the hospital. I was just letting you know Brett's getting ready to take me to the hospital. And she's like, why are you so calm? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm in shock right now. I'm not for sure. And so pretty much we go. And after that, like while I was laid up, because I was laid up for like 3 months, I lost my job, stuff like that. And I didn't even know what TikTok was. Like my fiance, she always watches it, always watched it all the time. And so I just downloaded it, and I just started loading up my videos, you know, and within like the first week of being on, or the first month, I hit like close to 40,000 follows.
Wow.
And so, and then after that, we're just kind of like first or second month, something like that. But it was after that, I was just like, well, hell, I'll just load videos up, you know, and then got into the creator fund, and just kind of went from there, and just was like, well, I guess this is what I'm gonna do now.
What do you think was the biggest video? What do you think was like the one, or what is the one that probably has the most views because like craziest?
Yeah, so like well, just was saying a while ago, there was a video that shot me in over 40,000 people in less than 48 hours or whatever, right? It got me over up to like I think, I hit about 120,000 in like in about a week or whatever, or all together in a week. The first like 48 was crazy though. But that video, there's actually a church that's not too far from here, and it's known to be like haunted or whatever, you know. So I just kind of started going there and doing stuff, and I've been getting a lot of stuff there. But I have this app called GhostTube, and it picks up like different frequency sounds, and it's got a dictionary in it, so whatever word it sounds closest to, it says and everything, right? And which I'm actually, I love the fact that I had a video go viral. That's amazing, you know.
That's
but I'm kind
amazing.
of upset at the fact that it was that video that went viral. I was like, man, I've got so many other crazy videos out there, because all it is it's really cool, because I've just talked back and forth to the entity. They keep on telling me to make a spell and stuff like that, but like in this place, like there's been rituals done, like there's still like pentagrams up in the basement and stuff like that. I've even found dead cats in there, also like, yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, like, the last cat I found in there didn't even look like anything kind of like it just died in there. I don't know. Maybe somebody killed it or something and put it in there, poisoned it. I don't know.
Just
but
drain the life out of it. Sorry, I was making a joke.
Yeah,
maybe.
No, it could be. But like that place, I've got a lot of crazy stuff in there. I mean, I was supposed to do a live there at night with my buddy not too long ago, and usually my lives are about 3.5 hours long or so. And that night I was only able to be in there for 40 minutes. I took off because my buddy promised me he'd go with me. Then he bailed, but I already told everybody that I was going to go. So I was like, well, I've still got to show up over here, dude. So thanks. So,
you though.
All
right, wait, we have comments, and because we got a lot of them, I want to get back through them. All right, so
okay.
Ashley, she said, ask him about the demon house. That was the best place. So hold on to that. I want to hear about it. Let's go. Mike said he's the champ.
Thanks, Mike.
Kathy wrote, yay, Dylan.
Hey.
Now we're having a hey, Kathy. Hey, all. Hey, Rockstar. Kathy wrote, we all love watching Dylan.
Thanks,
Kathy, yes, we do. Mike wrote, he's so humble. Yes, it's true. Okay, so thank you guys for your comments. I love it. I wanted to get through them quickly so we can hear about the demon house.
Yeah. Where is the demon house?
So it's actually in the same town as that church is. So I'm pretty sure that people aren't gonna see this or anything, so I'll just go ahead and say it. But there's like, I heard a lot of crazy stuff about the people that used to live there, like ancestral stuff. Like one of my buddies knows that family, and he's like, they're all crazy as bad shit. They used to do weird shit in that house all the time, you know.
People that used to live there?
Yeah, the people that used to live there. Okay. And like they just moved out, and they actually moved like 2 blocks away from there or something like that. And so me and my buddy started going down there because it's just an abandoned house. They technically still own the property, but it just has gone to pretty much shit, you know. And like we started going there together because he was the one that showed. We actually went there. The first time we went there was on Halloween last year during the blue moon at 3 a.m.
That was a lot of energy. We were filming.
Yeah. We got a bunch of stuff there that night and everything, and then those are some of the first videos I posted too, and then everybody like those videos were going off because I was actually getting like kind of weird stuff like scratches like through the walls, like you could hear somebody like walk up and down the stairs, like stuff like that. But then I started going there by myself, and it started getting like progressively like crazy and stuff like that. There's a video where I'm like choking, and like my EVP recorder says "demon hello" as I'm like can't breathe. Like you can hear me start gagging. Like I couldn't. Like it just felt like someone was taking their hand like that and like sticking it down my fucking throat.
Oh shit!
I hate that.
But
sorry. It's like another feeding mechanism. They're like, sorry.
Yeah. But and like I've had plates fly across the room in that place. Actually, my cousin came up and did an investigation live with me there, and he was there when that happened. It just like from one side of the room to the other side, and that night is the night that we found out that there was a secret door that was blocked off. Like it had plastic all over it. You couldn't see it. It went down into the basement, and we got a bunch of crazy stuff that night. So like I think the spirit was like telling me that there was something right there and to go down, and that's we got a bunch of crazy stuff anyway. But after that, like another thing that happened there, my buddy Brett, he came back to that place with me, and I found a whole bunch of dolls in that house, so I set them up because some of them would, like my EMF reader would actually hit on, like it would spike to say that that the doll may be haunted or whatever. There's no batteries in them, stuff like that, And he was in the back room away from me, and I'm standing in front of the camera or whatever, and I'm looking at him, seeing what he's doing, and I kind of freak out for a second. I'm like, whoa! I was like, and then he moved his flashlight a little bit, and I was like, oh, maybe it was just your flashlight that did it. But I kind of walk over to this like life-size teddy bear, right? It's in this nasty house just underneath all this stuff, right? And me and him, like I've been down to grab a hold of the bear, and I was like, this is what I seen, but I think it was just a shadow. I pick it up and I drop it back down about 4 inches or whatever, and right as we're both like standing up, you don't see it on the camera because we're standing in front of it, right? But the bear actually picks up when we're like just a couple inches away from it. As we're leaning back, it picks up on its own about 4 or 5 inches off the ground and then sits back down. And we both run back against the wall. We're like, what the hell is going on?
That's fucking epic.
But yeah, that place was nuts. But I'm not allowed to go back there because these crackheads started accusing me of stealing copper out of their house. So, I'm just like,
stealing what?
Whatever.
Copper. It happens all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh my God. Back in the day, it was hella big, but now there's not a lot of houses that even have copper anymore. I've lived an interesting life. I know a lot of weird stuff. So. Oh, that explains a lot. Okay. So you'll know.
Well, I mean,
it should have been nice to you. Well, you could have been like, yo, slide me some money. I'll tell you what the copper is.
Yeah.
Now they fucked up.
It's like probably 2 tons of copper at my work. Why would I want to steal your junk ass stuff out of your house anyway? I mean, it was disgusting. The house is falling in underneath the basement when we got down there. Like the frame of the house is falling in this way. So one of the main beams is like broken in half and it's like caved in. So the house probably ain't going to be there for very much longer. But I loved going in there because I got those videos I wish would have gone viral because I got some of my best content from those videos and I can't even go there anymore.
Is there like a hashtag you use that they could look for it now that they'll see this video that they might be able to look through it for? Like, did you use a specific hashtag for those? Like Demon House or something?
No, not like my own thing. I just use because that's right whenever I was starting doing TikTok, and so I was just putting if you go into that video, I don't do it anymore. I put maybe four or so on there, but whenever I first started doing it, there was 30 hashtags.
Yeah,
right.
So I was let's hit everything. Yeah.
But when we go down to the TikTok, we'll be able to see, it'll say Demon House. I'll be able to see the square.
So I started calling it the Demon House a little later in the videos, but at one point I end up in the actual thing, my caption, they will say the Demon House or whatever.
So everybody just scroll all the way to the beginning of his TikTok. Start
there. Yeah, gotta go all the way down.
Make sure you like everything, share everything, and then come back and say, thank you, Delvin. Because I'm a brat and I don't mind it. So that sounds amazing. And crackheads are fools because I actually had crackheads try to break my car and they were gonna smash it up and do all this stuff because they were sure I was the dealer that sold them rat poison instead of Coke or something. And I'm just looking at them with a bottle in my hand. I'm like, dude, I have so many stickers on my car. First of all, that is the stupidest move in the world. Plus, you thought this sold you that? And they're like, wait a minute. It was a dude. I'm like, exactly. You almost fucked up something really nice over stupidity. Meth is a bad thing. Find something else with your life. And they're like, thank God. I was like, what's that sound? That moment of let me check on my car. All of a sudden, I was like, what? Why? Who are you? What's with your faces? What are you holding? Why my car? What did you think I do? Yes. So definitely, they've said stuff. Well, I've had friends where they were like, they told me I stole their shoes. They weren't wearing shoes. I was wearing flip-flops. I'm like, just get in the car. Just get in the car. Those kinds of because they can't think straight enough. If they did, they would have been like, wait, he has a connect with copper. Instead, they're like, you stole from my house because I'm on crack. So it shows you. Plus, I feel like that energy and those kinds of houses seem to find each other. The house feeds on that kind of toxic energy. Because from all the different kinds of people I've talked to over the years, my own experiences, very often I've noticed where people will go back and be like, there was some crackheads living in there, some meth heads, some really hardcore drug people where they're just living in there. And you're going, this is good for you. The walls are dripping blood, my dear. This is good for you. Okay. Meanwhile, I feel like maybe whatever happened in their lives caused such a wound that it caused an energy connection where it gravitates them to it to feel comfortable while still getting fed off of. There might be something all there. Not that any of us are going to ever know. I don't know. If somebody can figure that out for me, come back to me. I'm fine with it.
I think that's a great theory. I think that's a really smart thing to put together.
Right. I've noticed a lot of that stuff where, they'll be like, and the house is falling apart even though they own it. Meanwhile, they're outside living in a bucket. And you're like, why are they still there? And meanwhile, they'll have some serious fucked up shit in that house. You're going, you didn't see the huge monster about to eat you? You thought that was nice? A good friend? Okay. It's not Sully. It's not in your closet. It's not Sully from, Monsters Inc., guys. But I do feel like there's in a lot of those houses, maybe whatever was done, like Ouija boards, whatever, killing animals, whatever, brought such an entity, maybe, that it was like, I need to feed on stuff. You can't just have rotting wood and be like termites. You know, I mean, it's not a termite. I don't know.
Oh, guaranteed. I think, like, you know, you gravitate stuff towards you. Whatever you put out there is going to come right back at you. So, I mean, you know, if it's
except crack,
not
because
good
meth
shit
addicts
you're
and
doing,
crackheads
yeah,
can't find it.
it comes right back. So.
Sorry, bad jokes. Sorry.
So, do you have any, like, you said something about you bringing home some things and then some crazy shit happening at the house? Yes. And when did you realize you had to start protecting yourself, and what do you do before you go into a new investigation?
Yeah, so like
three-part question.
When it really started, like the weird stuff started happening. So I went to the demon house, and there was an actual digital camera right there, right? And I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna go charge this at my house, and you know, see what's on it. Maybe post if there's anything weird on there on, you know, TikTok.
Oh my god, yes.
And whenever I brought it home, I charged it and everything. It wasn't like weird, I guess, per se. But I didn't want to post it because there was like just pictures of kids all over it. I mean,
what do you
not
mean?
like any bad pictures or anything like that, but it was just like kids playing in parks, and you know, but they were all different kids and stuff like that. You know, so it's kind of weird.
Shit!
And
found a camera.
Yeah,
that's first stage pedophile.
Yeah. That's a definite first stage pedophile.
Holy shit!
And so and that was from the demon house, the weird people.
See, that's a gross fucking energy. And, that's a bit of a. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I get excited.
Yeah, and but I put it somewhere, and then I couldn't find it. I had it on the counter, and I thought I put it in my lockbox and stuff like that. But like some stuff started happening. I couldn't end up finding that. Everybody was like, "Oh, you need to get that camera out of your house. Probably brought something home with you or whatever." Yeah. But like,
or at least you have a crime evidence in your house. God forbid they try to figure out how it's not yours. It's very difficult to not prove something.
Right?
Yeah, I know. That's true.
My father's an attorney. That's why I think of these things.
That's a good idea, though. Yeah, but me and my fiance were sitting on the couch one day, and like, so right here to my left, there's a door, and it like, this is just like kind of like my man cave area, and as soon as you walk out, you go left, and it's the door to the front of the house, and we were sitting on the couch that's against this back wall to my left in our living room, and we're just sitting there chilling, and it literally sounded like somebody ran up to my door and put a boot into it, right? And my door just boom slams open, like flies open, and it was I freak out. I'm not good at like being scared. Obviously, that's why I'm pretty sure a lot of people watch me.
I hide knives. You don't want to scare me. My house is bad news.
I know. I scream, right? I freak out, and my wife is just sitting there all quiet, and she just looks at me, and I'm like, you know, and we just start laughing for like 45 minutes because it was very crazy, you know, and you know, I'm kind of a girl when it comes to scared stuff.
Was it like a high pitched squeal, like?
Oh, it was a scream. It was like a scream, friend.
Awesome. Go ahead.
It was not. It caught me completely off guard, though. You know,
I would have done.
I'm really scared. I can't actually make sound, so I'll be like, like I'm shit as like a horror scream girl, because I'll be like.
Right.
It really happened once. They're like, "Why did you scream?" I'm like, "Sorry, it's true." Go ahead.
And
high pitched scream.
My fiance doesn't even watch any of my stuff. She doesn't watch like any of my TikToks. She doesn't do any of that because she doesn't even watch horror movies. I'm not allowed to watch horror movies anymore because she can't handle it. Oh, she's listening. She can't handle it. But you know, and I'm surprised she didn't freak out more. But like, we didn't sleep upstairs, like. So like after that happened, we'd be sleeping upstairs or whatever in our bedroom, and like I'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning almost every single day, like
Oops.
It just like something was in my closet. Like I'm an adult and I don't believe in monsters, but there is something watching me from my closet. Like I can feel it because I'm also an empath. I don't know if you know that or anything, but like I know it was there. And like we shut our closet doors, and our closet doors would be open, and all this other crazy stuff. So like I would always, because I wouldn't want to wake her, so I would always get up and go sleep on the couch. And
you'd leave her by herself in the room.
He leaves her in there with him. Oh my god!
I don't
want to wake her,
she
so I'll leave her with
thing.
a demon. Peace, babe.
I would have been like, "We're out of here."
Okay, can I ask what it looked like that was peeping from your closet? Because I bet it
wasn't
the same thing. I believe it. She did. And then he had to sleep on the couch for longer, even after it was gone.
Yeah.
Bad jokes, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but like she started noticing stuff and everything at night, like up there. It was getting weird.
That's how you know.
And so for like 2-3 months, we've been sleeping on our couch downstairs. Like we slept upstairs recently twice. We slept upstairs recently, but we still kind of sleep on our couch and everything because it's just weird. Like, and
okay, so
like lately, like stuff hasn't been going on. Huh?
What does it look like peeking out of your closet? What is it? What does it look like?
Or is it a feeling?
It's just a feeling. Like it just feels like there's a really something dark in there, and it's like I don't know. Like I don't even like
gross,
during
man.
the day.
When you said it was gross when I saw it in my head. I was like, ew. That's not a good face either. Continue. Go ahead.
Even during the day, I don't even like because our closets they kind of go back. Like it's weird. It's like a regular closet, like a small closet or whatever. But for some reason, where our roof is, it kind of comes down at a triangle. So there's a lot of room as it gets back into it. You know.
Do you use all of that space, or is that kind of just
like
empty?
It's just I don't know. It just feels really really off, and like. The only time I've ever used my ghost app in my house was over by that closet, and I got a lot of crazy stuff there. And my fiance walked in on me using it and stuff, and I felt like I was like getting caught, like I don't know, like watching porn or something like that, like, you know, because
it's not
freaked. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, dude!
I'll never do it again because I already promised her that I would never. I already promised her that I'd never use that in the house, and we never do. We don't. I don't ever do any of that stuff here because that just causes issues like later on down the road if you want somewhere not to be, you know, somewhere where you can actually go and be safe. I guess.
So do you still have that thing in your house right now?
I don't know.
Possibly?
I don't even know.
Did you see my screen go crazy?
Uh-oh.
Yes, he does. He definitely still has it in his house. Can you hear me now? Verizon. Huh? Can you hear me now? Verizon.
I can't hear. It looks like everything's been going crazy.
Oh, shit! You asked if it was still in his house, and now he can't hear.
Oh.
Ah!
Okay, guys, this is amazing.
Oh, shit.
Let's try it again. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, I knew it. Okay.
So we just said, is it still there?
My screen flashed. It did a big flash.
And then you were like, I can't hear. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna cleanse your house, or how do you protect yourself? How do you put these barriers up?
He sleeps on the couch.
So what first thing I did was like I got that actual camera out of the house, and like since I have had it out for the last week, nothing's been going on, you know. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But I do have like a couple crystals people have sent to me because I didn't really, like I said, know anything that I really need to protect myself. Like I'll pray before I go in somewhere, and I'll pray after I leave to make sure nothing's like attached to me. And that was mainly all I would do. But I've got a couple crystals I take with me now, and then a couple of my followers also sent me some sage. But sage is more of kind of like equaling out your house, like if it's kind of got some weird energy, but any kind of spirits and stuff, I hear that it's not really a good idea to use sage if you have something haunting you, because
it could fuck
sage
you up and
just
put you in the
tends to,
hospital, quite frankly. I had a person that was
exactly.
messing with it, and that's why I tell everybody don't do sage by yourself. Get a professional that does it for you, because I had somebody who goes, oh, no. And literally, I didn't hear from her for months. All of a sudden, she came back online. She's like, hey, remember when you said not to do that thing? I was in the hospital. It gave me a heart attack.
Shut
She had to get a triple
up.
bypass, and before that, she was totally fine. Like, they couldn't find a reasoning for it. She had, I don't know, it was all sorts of stuff. I don't want to give too many details because I don't want the person like thinking like, oh, that means everybody knows it's me kind of thing. So I'm always trying to be careful with my stories, but at the same point, being like, I've heard it before. I swear.
I had to get this info out.
You have a bunch of comments, and I don't want anybody feeling ignored. So I'm gonna go through them quickly. Raymond said, I've seen him roll in the snow trying to run. That sounds hilarious.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like a true or false game. She's putting laughing face. And then Dakota said, I was never on an actual paranormal investigation. I'm hoping one day. Dakota, I'll take you on one, and we'll just lock you in a basement with a demon, and you'll be fine.
No!
I'm joking. Everybody, I'm joking. He knows me well enough. I would never do that to anybody, ever. And then we got hearts and a demon face from Lisa. I love it. Just so you know. There you are, LOL. Hey, Lisa. Hey. Hi. The horse say, hey. Ghosts. I love the little ghost symbol. And then Mike said he has some stuff messing with him for sure. Look.
Oh no. Is Mike on your team or?
Yeah, he's one of my mods. Yeah, he's one of my mods. He actually has a paranormal channel that he's recently started. He's going to some pretty crazy places pretty soon.
Ooh, shout out. We'll have to have you on the show, Mike. Mike, get at me. Get at me. This ghost on here is way cuter than the one on TikTok. Yes, it is. I'm so glad somebody finally mentioned it. And Dakota wrote, sounds perfect to me, LOL, because he understands my humor. That'd be like me saying that to Jess, which I probably never would, because she'd be like, oh my God. I'd be like, I'm just kidding. I love you. It's fine. I swear. I'm not going to lock you in with a demon unless you're like covered in holy water and like garlic and just sage all over you. Could you imagine? She's just like,
tar and feather me with sage and holy water.
Like a Wicker Woman just standing in a room with like an EVP, and it's like, can you smell my garlic? I get all my stuff. You got to make jokes because it just makes it more fun. You know, imagine doing that to Jess at like haunted prison. Just leave her in like Al Capone's cell.
No, I would have a breakdown. I had like a mini breakdown, and I only have this little picture.
I'm trying to get in. So where I live, like by where there's a town where I live close to, called it's Quincy, Illinois. I do a lot of stuff over there.
Okay.
And there's a house for sale right now that Al Capone used to live in. And I'm trying to get into that place. Yes. Like it's supposed to be crazy haunted. Like there's a huge shootout there a long time ago because he used to bootleg through Quincy, Illinois. The house is for $211,000 if anybody wants to buy it and allow me to go there. But,
maybe you can get the realtor may be able to get you.
I've been trying to get a hold of the realtor, and it's just really hard to get in contact with her right now. And I don't know what's going on, but I really want to get in there because
where that person chills and then buy them their drink or their of choice.
Yeah.
That's right. What do you want? Please just show me the place. Sorry.
Yes.
They say that actually, I think like Ghost Adventures or something like that actually went there one time or something. Either Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunter. I can't remember, but they got a lot of crazy stuff there when they went. But the house will go up for sale. And within anywhere from 6 months to a year, it'll go back up for sale because people are moving in and out of it because they say it's so haunted. Like the the director for the historical society around here, I actually did a thing for him for John Wood's mansion that people can go tour and do investigations there and everything. And he told me about a bunch of crazy places around here that I didn't know because we're out on the Mississippi River. Like Missouri, once you get into Quincy, Missouri's a 5-minute drive across the bridge that goes across the Mississippi and you're Missouri. So like there was a bunch of like the Underground Railroad came to like people used to hide a whole bunch of actually a house that you can go to and they show you where they used to hide the slaves from the South and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's it's the town I go to is really, really crazy. It's got a lot of history. So like I think that's why a lot of places I go to are pretty nuts.
Oh, wait, one second. We have Courtney Reeves who said, yes, the Al Capone house. My dad has been in that basement and saw some serious shit. Courtney,
wow.
Yes.
Tell us more.
This is my movement for Type it and tell me more.
I really want to go in there.
On the show.
It's crazy. So like if you go online and actually, because you can tour the house like online, right? You know the staircase from Scarface or whatever, the big one that kind of wraps around like, you know.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of rainbowed or whatever. It's kind of got that same one in that house and stuff like that. That's what it reminded me of. It's like off the Scarface. It's not as big as that one is, but it's pretty tight.
It's only going for $211,000.
$211,000.
It is very haunted. So I know. A house like that in New Jersey would be like $1 million, even if it's haunted and you can't live in it for 6 months.
I live on Long Island. You have no idea how much. That would be like sell your firstborn to get this house.
That it's actually, we're having this like huge migration of people from California moving here right now because it's like there's Victorian homes for sale all over the place here, and they only go for like $100,000 or whatever. He's like, there's this one guy, he cuts my hair and stuff. He just moved here from California. He's the only barber in town because we don't have a barber. It's all salons. Wow. So he's making a killing right now. But he used to live, he said the house that he bought in Quincy would probably be like, he bought for like $130,000. He said it probably would have gone for almost like $6 million in California.
Hell yeah. It's just crazy.
I used to live in Del Mar, San Diego. I would be back and forth every summer. We'd have to go to, family stuff. So the difference of prices, like I wanted a pair of sunglasses, like don't touch anything in this store. I'm like, why? I felt like there was sunglasses at the dollar store. And like the woman goes with like that one nail, like Pretty Woman. The price is $37. But I'm like, for what? Like I was like, oh, like get out. I'm like, what? And like, oh my God. So yeah, I think that's another thing that on the side statement is just utterly ridiculous and needs to be fixed on like a global scale is like Long Island, a studio, you have to live with like a crackhead landlord dealer and live in a basement with rats and the plague.
Yeah.
And it's $1,100 without utilities. And then I'm not even fucking kidding. It's like $1,100 minimum. And I probably will have people be like, bitch, where were you looking that you found for $1,100? Let me know.
Exactly.
And the crackhead is not going to bother you, though. He just sells drugs from up there, but I could still live in here, but there's just rats in the plague. I think I could do it. I think I can manage it. That's why I'm fucking leaving. Then you go somewhere else and you can get like a 17-bedroom, 18-bath with like a lawn and acres and that.
That's same. That's what we did. I moved out of Jersey. I go to Pennsylvania, and I'm like, I could buy a house with the money I have in the bank. Like, it's just so incredibly different. So
it is.
That needs to be fixed because we've got too many houses empty owned by the bank, way too many homeless people dying in the streets. Yeah. That's my serious moment. I'm going back to fun stuff, which means Courtney wrote he did some carpentry work for some previous owners, heard a young lady.
That's how you get in.
And saw a little girl. Took him literal years to even talk about it. Oh, girl.
I bet.
I'm hugging your dad.
Yeah.
I bet.
I want to write the whole thing down, videotape him if he's still alive, tell me the story. I get excited.
I've definitely got it.
As fuck too. Quincy? Somebody tell me about Quincy.
That's yeah.
Micro, not in Massachusetts. The shack is $750K. LOL. Yes, but we understand because it's Massachusetts.
It's like on the coast. If you're near water and it's not, if it's an ocean, you're.
I mean, I have a lot of friends in Massachusetts, and the way I've seen, Long Island, the guy who's running Long Island, I'm pretty sure has been brought up on charges, so Cuomo might be taken away for fraud, or I don't even know. Last year, our snowplow guy, who's supposed to give all the money to the individuals, he controls the whole thing. The board of it decided to take all the money instead of paying anybody, went to some island, put the money in a bank, and then everybody couldn't get anywhere, and people died because they couldn't even get the streets shoveled. Nobody did anything. So corrupt as fuck. everywhere. That's one of the reasons. That's part of the problem. And I think that's part of the problem with Massachusetts is not only were they one of the first states that were legalized, so there's like a lot of money getting funneled.
Oh, hell yeah.
But not funneled directly properly. So all of a sudden you're like, why is my shack $750? But that man is driving a Porsche. Stop this.
Fuck that.
I mean, hey, if you like a Porsche, that's fine. But if you're supposed to run the state and all of a sudden that Porsche should have gone to mouths to be fed, problem.
Yeah. They don't give a shit.
And then Nicole Ward wrote, Mike, that's so true. Yes. Yes, it is. Well, that's like the guy from Texas, Cruz, who decided he was just going to fly to Mexico and then fly right back. And, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry I forgot to remind everybody, the powers, the people have power. All of them are not really in trouble. And you're going, okie dokie. There's not a plague of yucky going on. That's cool.
We all have to all of us have to do a meditation and just envision all of these fuckers locked up and getting locked up.
So much nicer than I am. I can't. The things I've already imagined for some of these people are not legal in about.
Well, just think about it.
Almost all.
Okay, so Raymond wrote, "Tell Dylan hello from Nebraska Paranormal."
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Raymond, we'll have to have you on the show to talk about yours. I'd love to hear your experiences.
Yeah, that guy doesn't just do that. He actually does like IT work and stuff like that. He does some of well, we're setting a website up together right now, me and that guy. He's
very
really
cool. I love IT people. I like having conversations with them. It makes me happy because the amount of stuff they were able to keep up on. Like I started out with like DOS, and most people think I'm saying 2 in Spanish. It's not. It's the program before Windows. So the fact that like someone was like, "Are you trying to say 2 in Spanish?" And I was like, "No, no, I wasn't. I was trying to explain Castle Adventure game I was playing as a small child. Never mind. I want to drink. I don't want to have this conversation anymore." IT people are able to do stuff like hack it into all sorts of fun places where you go,
oh yeah,
camera.
Yeah, I need you as my best friend now.
Private investigator.
Yeah,
IT specialist. Yeah. Okay, seriously, they could do some great stuff. No, I don't know anybody like that. Let's move on. So, okay, Raymond wrote DOS 3.1, a classic. Yes, thank you, Raymond.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank you for dorking out with me for a moment. I'm so sad when most people don't know what I'm talking about. I don't care if it shows my age. I'm proud of my sparkle strands, okay? So, Dylan, tell me, what do you think is the scariest thing you ever saw or heard? Heard? My whole mouth just stopped.
It's kind of a flip right now because, like, well, the worst thing that was ever happened to me was whenever I was at the demon house and I got choked and everything, because that was terrifying. I mean, that place used to scare me.
Did you have like marks on your neck from that when you were done, or was it just
it didn't feel like somebody was like choking me. It felt like somebody was like
hand, right? Okay.
Sticking like something down my throat. Like it was like something clogging my mouth. I mean, there was dust in the place, so it could have been that, but like the coincidences of stuff that would happen there is just too many for like. It was just nuts. It was a crazy situation. But most recently, I just
No, I'm listening.
I missed you.
No, I didn't say anything. I'm listening.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's delayed.
It sounds like I see. But most recently, I went to a mausoleum, and I know the guy that runs the cemetery. He lets me do investigations there and stuff like that. But he let me in the mausoleum. Been trying to get in there for months. Like last 3 months, I've been trying to get in there. And whenever we're there, the first 10 minutes I was in there, there was this loud scream. I don't know if you've seen that video.
I saw that video. We heard the scream in the background. I think I even posted. I was like, I
heard it. It was I had never had like. I had singing in that place. I haven't even posted a quarter of what I got because the videos I've posted are like from the first hour that I was there, and I have like 3 hours worth of video from that place, and it was just nonstop in there. It was crazy, and it's that place I wanted to go take everybody down because it's got 3 sub basements from the ground level with more tunes and stuff like that. Yeah, because when they made this place, they when it would get full, they build it up, build the ground up around it, build it up, build the ground up around it, and now it's at ground level. But bunch of other tombs underground, but if I would have taken my stuff down there, I would have lost signal, and it would just been, not worth it for anybody else to be in there. But I really want to go in there and possibly maybe do my own thing and just get what I can.
You can always see about getting one of those boosters to see if it works, like to up the signal. Sometimes your IT friend will know what to get.
Yeah.
You see me be weird because I'm just talking to myself now.
Oh no, not again.
Oh
no. I know.
Dang. Something is
there you go.
We hear you.
Yeah, we've been hearing you. You just
we hear you.
For a second.
I don't know if he sees this. Dang. We hear you.
Hello.
Okay. Good deal. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. It just everything just freezes all of a sudden. It's just me looking at myself, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?"
That's hilarious. For us, it's just you like this.
But you're still talking. Like we can hear you.
I wanted to do like the MCA for you to make it.
Yeah, just start moving.
Vogue. It happens though, especially there's been a lot of weather stuff going on, and whether or not you have something in your house, see how I did that?
Yeah.
It probably is messing with, because anytime I have something that winds up traveling into my room, because I have all sorts of crazy stories in this place, but it'll start fucking with my Wi-Fi first. So I'll watch some show, it's the moment I'm relaxed, and all of a sudden, no signal whatsoever. Bitch, I am on my phone watching a video, that's fucking playing. I know this service. So I'll start yelling at it. I'll get my spirit animal to eat it, and all of a sudden, ta-da! Everything's back on the screen, and I'm like, there we go. All right. So for some reason, I think it's just the easiest source of food for them would be the free range of it, in a way, if you think about it.
Right.
My bro Dylan never has signal. Ha! My God,
I never do.
Fun. And she wrote, "It's the ghost." I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, it could be.
It's funny because when we have paranormal investigators on here, and often there is some shit fucking with their ends. It's or Loren gets really excited, and her energy rattles everything. You'll see the screen go and we're like,
oh right, just start freaking out.
It does. They'll get these light bursts and stuff, and all of a sudden everybody else's screen does it too, and I'm like, sorry, I got excited.
Or you'll see her light in the back, be like, Red's gotta calm down. She's getting too excited.
I'm called a slider, so I have to be careful. I can slide energy too quickly.
What's a slider?
Okay, so I only discovered this word in one of those little niche groups back in the day where it was AOL groups or whatever. That's how old I'm talking. But it was the kind of thing where it was saying, okay, so a friend of mine, his grandmother was literally dying, and we had to get to the hospital. There was no way the ambulance was going to get there in time, and I wasn't going to deal with lights. So every time I got near a light, my hand would go up, and I was like, green, and the light would just turn green. No traffic issues, I swear. But we were able to get there super quick versus the people that also left at the same time and dealt with lights. The person was able to be fine. I'll have it happen where I get really, really angry, and if I'm standing outside over one of those overhead lights, it could just suddenly go out, even though it doesn't normally do that. And the person will be like, I stand here every day, this never happens, Lorette. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I'll look at it, and I'll be able to. So sometimes light is the easiest form because it's also the fastest and the purest form in and out of the body. That's why language is so fascinating and could do so much stuff for the whole architecture of the body. And I took over that conversation for a second. I am so sorry, but that's what happened. So
no, I was intrigued.
Me too.
It's also why I don't touch people, because also for me, I'm because of the fibromyalgia, because of the chronic fatigue syndrome, I have to be careful. If I'm always tired and you're a hyperactive person, I don't want to be touching you and possibly taking energy just because I'm not aware of it, So very often people think that I'm just a cold-hearted snake. But it's really more with the fighting energy. It's more I don't want to take energy from somebody else because they need that for them. Where with animals, one of the reasons, in my opinion, this amazing therapy animals that we started to utilize is because their energy can be replenished quicker, where if you're not doing well or you're drained, you can hug an animal. I mean, think about it. You're really sad, you're really stressed, you're really exhausted, you pet a dog, you pet a cat, all of a sudden you're feeling better, you might not feel so sad because of the energy exchange. So I think a lot more people are sliders than we realize, because it's not something that was ever talked about. And then right after I discovered that topic, sliders, the food came out, and I was like, "Whoa, see, now this makes it sound ridiculous. I'm a slider.
I am a burger on a bun.
I am a tiny little Krabby Patty. See, like,
there you go.
But that's what it is, and I've noticed that for me, I'm extremely careful. I'll be careful of eye contact because it's an energy exchange. Where I've seen some really toxic people where I think it's almost like some really toxic souls are sliders and they're just draining people instead of being aware of what they're doing and trying to work on themselves. And we're just not talking about that stuff because it's like nobody wants to talk about energy exchange. They just want to be like, she sucks. You know what I mean? I'm just making jokes. But like, so for me, it doesn't happen all the time, but I also never like abuse the privilege of it. Like, I'm not just like, I just want to get to the mall quicker, green light. Like, because that affects everything like a butterfly effect. So for me, I'm very conscious of that thought. So the only reason I use it is like, you might die if I wait for this red light. So I'm sorry, God. Hold on. I have to go. Okay. That's really how I take that. Like, that's a dork move. But I'm like, I'm sorry. I have to go. Okay. But I feel like there's a lot of us out there, and it's just not something that's really known, or like we go, no, that's crazy. That can't be. It's got to be this, that, or the other. And in some cases, maybe. But I've done some weird stuff in my life, so I feel like it's clear. That's another thing sliders can do, is if somebody's heart stopped, you can actually touch them and have their heart restart without needing the clear.
Really? Shit, girl.
I mean, I can't guarantee it always works because I don't know how it really works, but I've done it, and I've heard of people that I've met. I mean, if you play Texas Hold'em online World Poker Tour about 10 years ago, you met all sorts of interesting people that would talk about anything in the chat while you're pretending to send drinks and playing cards. So you hear a lot of interesting stuff,
Oh, shit.
So I met up my people. All of a sudden, I'm like, wait, you do that too? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's discuss this and pretend we're playing cards. So, but I think a lot of us do that in a lot of different ways. Like if we're angry, you might feel like, you might notice that the person starts backing away more because your energy is getting bigger. It might get more harsh, so we can feel that, but we don't really talk about that stuff. So I think maybe all of us can, and I've just had extreme moments where the universe kind of had me utilize it. I don't know. I feel like everybody could do it.
Well, yeah, I think that it's coming. I think that people are able to manifest it a lot easier, and I think that's the reason why the paranormal investigators are getting a lot of activity. I don't know if this is just me, but in the beginning, when this started coming out, the paranormal investigations, there wasn't a lot of activity that was on the shows. But now, all of a sudden, it's like unbelievable footage. Is that what you're going to say?
You bring up manifestation. Like I didn't have as much hardcore stuff as you got. Like, I got, the other night in my live, I had 1,200 people watching me or whatever, right? And you got all those people, even if there wasn't something there, you got people believing that there is something there. They're manifesting that spot where I'm at for crazy shit to happen.
They're making it happen.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And
that's why I have to be careful going into people's lives. I have to be real careful going into people's lives. That could be real scary. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it creates content for me. I mean, everybody's like, why do you always go by yourself? And I was like, well,
I know, dude. I'm scared for you.
That's the way I would do it, because otherwise somebody else really could give you false positives. Like, how many times all of a sudden I'm like, that was you? Motherfucker, like, this was amazing footage. This was you. You were up there when you were supposed to be over there. Okay. All right. Like, and I think, did you ever notice that the moment you're by yourself or people are by themselves or in any of the shows or any of the videos, that's when something happens. It's almost does a bully pick on a group, or does he pick on the one person one-on-one where he might be able to do something and then still be able to do crowd control for everybody else? They're going to be like, nah, you didn't see nothing happened. It wasn't there. It's kind of the same way a bully acts. And in my opinion, a lot of the negative entities, negative ghosts, whatever words, I feel we're like just bullies that are now still bullies. You know what I mean? So if you're one-on-one, you're going to have a lot of energy with whatever one-on-one is there. And then there's nobody there to go yay or nay with it. So like you get to play all that shit where they could feed off of all of that energy too, in a way, So they're smart. They're wicked smart. They're wicked smart. But I think it's almost smart, although dangerous. Make sure you bring your gun.
God.
What I never mind. When you go by yourself, because I think the biggest problem with going by yourself is obviously getting hung from a flagpole. I'm so sorry.
Jesus, it's true, right?
Those times, if you got hurt by yourself and there was nobody there, that could have been just done. You couldn't even be like, all right, I love you, bye bye. Tombstone, say it was worth it, please. Click. No. But the other problem is vagrants. The homeless. They got a lot of psychos that. And I don't mean it like a fucked up kind of psycho, like serial killer, but like they got kicked out of all these institutions and places in the 80s. They're going to keep coming back because they had no place to live. So then, like, you wandered around some of these places by yourself. You don't know who else is in there. And God forbid, all of a sudden it's like, oh, click, click, So as long as you are either taking precautions, whether it's like mace or like nunchucks.
So most of the places I go to, so I live in very small, like, Quincy's technically a city, but I moved up here from Phoenix, Arizona, right?
Okay.
And
I have family there.
So it's a little town. All this stuff around here, anything I go to is little town. So most of the houses I go to are like out in the middle of nowhere, like definitely not. If you live in that town, you either live in a trailer in that town or you have a house. And then you're living the life if you have a house in that town. So I mean, so there's not really like any vagrancy going on too much around here. But I don't go into like there's this hospital I want to go into, but I probably won't go in there because I'm
that crazy bitch. I'm the crazy bitch that just wanders like psych wards that are empty, going,
So fascinating.
All right, I've had an amazing hour. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're gonna have you come back on again because an hour is not enough time with you, my dear. You have lots of wonderful. We're gonna have you back on.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you again. It's been wonderful. Everybody tune in next week. We're going to have another amazing guest. Check out our events. Make sure you turn on those notifications so when we go live, you can join us and not miss out. Till next Tuesday, everybody. Bye.
Bye.